This show is supported by you, our listener. Stick around till after the news to hear a little bit more about that. This is Cup of Go for September 26, 2025. Stay up to date with the important happenings in the Go community in about 15 minutes per week, sometimes 20, sometimes 30. I'm Jonathan Hall.
And you're not French. I'm Shai Ahmad.
I'm not French. Should I be French? I don't get it.
Yeah, last week covering for you, we had Gabriel. Thank you so much, Gabriel, for covering for John. If you want to live up to his podcasting ability, maybe you can run this entire episode using a French accent.
I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
I make enough of a fool of myself in my own accent. I don't need to do it in someone else's.
Talking about naked returns and some such. All right, glad to have you back. What do you have for me?
It is good to be back. Last week, I was stressing out with my two kids in Guatemala. It wasn't a vacation. I heard you try to claim I was on the beach sipping Mai Tais and stuff like that. I was chasing toddlers around a non-child-proof house with chickens and cats and stuff in Guatemala.
Chasing kids drinking Mai Tais. No,
there we go. There we go. Now, the whole reason for the trip was to do some dental work on for my daughter, my 2-year-old daughter. It's much cheaper there than in the U.S. God bless the American healthcare system.
Don't even get me started.
Let's talk about Go. First up, this guy named Shay. Is that how I pronounce it? No, it's not. Shai is doing a meetup in San Francisco again. Halloween-themed Gopher meetup. If you need something scary to keep you going, you can edit the runtime. That sounds scary enough to me to make it for Halloween. And a live episode recording. That also sounds kind of scary. So I think this is perfect. It'll be on October 23rd. Do you have a location? A Forge.
Yeah, it's going to be happening at Forge. Awesome. I don't know him either. Someone, I think they might be a listener or just a Slack member or whatever, reached out and were like, hey, we have a pretty cool office. Do you want to come by? Which was super cool.
That's awesome.
And there's one CFP still open. We have a 30-minute slot at the end, which is open to anyone who wants to come do a talk, a lightning talk, a real talk. We could definitely make it happen.
Super. Also in the news, let's go.
After my meetup, the next day you're in Utah, tickets for Go West October 24th are online. We talked to the Go West organizers. You should go and listen to the episode back if you're on the fence, if there's like any chance you can make it. I think actually listening to that episode will definitely tip you over the edge with Mariah and Derek.
Yeah, I'm one of the co-founders of the Go West conference, Mariah Peterson, longtime Go user, content creator, and obviously conference organizer. And yeah,
I'm Derek. I'm one of the more silent partners in organizing Go West, kind of the introverted side, but
you provide the money, right?
Yeah. At least I try to help with that anyway.
Are you planning to go to my meetup or Go West, or are you too busy?
I'll be at Go West.
Oh, that's a shame. That means you won't be in GopherCon Africa.
That's what it means. I will not be at GopherCon Africa. The good news is GopherCon Africa is online, though, so maybe I can catch some of the stuff happening there the next day.
I mean, if you're willing to forgo sleep, it's pretty much not the same time zone.
Who needs sleep? So yeah,
tell me about it.
GopherCon Africa is in Lagos, Nigeria, October 24 and 25. So you might, with time zones, you might be able to leave Go West, hop on a plane, and land in Lagos just in time to catch the closing talk there. If you really rush.
Yeah, it's GMT +1. I was like, wait, is it GMT +3? But no, it's the other side of Africa. It's West Africa standard. So there's a call for sponsors. There's a call for speakers. And they say 400 plus people are supposed to come. And you can get your ticket. It seems pricey, 30,000.
What?
But I don't know what's the currency. So it might be actually incredibly cheap.
Let's do the conversion here. NGN.
So I don't even have dollars. Like
that's
really
$20. $20.
$20 for a ticket is okay for a conference ticket.
Yeah, I might even be able to afford the airline ticket for that if I wasn't speaking at Go West.
Cool. So yeah, conferences, meetups, Gophers coming together. I mean, all cynicism and jokes and whatever aside, there's I think there is value in going to these events and meeting the people. If you're whether you're a beginner,
personally.
Yeah.
Because
seeing the humans behind the GitHub issues.
Yes, and just getting a sense that you're not in it alone, especially if you're new. It's nice to know that other people struggle the same way you do, and some of them overcome those struggles and go on to do amazing things, such as teaching other people how to overcome struggles.
Yeah, and be the speakers.
Yeah.
You always see like people, the speakers, they're like the highlights, and then you see people in the booths. I like talking to people in the sponsor booths. They're the ones really in the trenches. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Solving production issues while trying to sell their whatever authentication software or software consultancy.
Yes.
One last meetup to mention. We talked on the show about Let's Go Conf, which is like GopherCon Russia, basically. They had a follow-up sort of message in the Telegram that I joined, which took me forever to read. A bit inside baseball, but Jonathan actually had time to go grab coffee and come back by the time I tried to read this. What I understood is that generally, they were like, friends, thank you so much. It was awesome. Thanked my office, which is like my office, which was the sponsor of the event. So spasiba my office. They had a 100 to 1 game. Do you have that in America? I know it's a very European game show.
100 to 1. No,
it's like 100 people sit in the audience and one person on the stage is trying to answer trivia questions. Everybody else is answering it as well. And it's basically you doing trivia versus 100 randoms.
I see.
So they did that at the conference, which sounds like super fun. You ask people about Go stuff. And they sent a link to all the pictures, which I don't know. I never opened a link to like a photo drive where I wasn't there and I was just hunting for myself. Mm-hmm. So it was actually an interesting experience. Instead of just scrolling through all the pictures, desperately looking for when the photographer may have grabbed me, you're just looking at the people trying to figure out what sort of time they had. And it looks like a super serious conference. Like it looks really fun. And they were like already ready for 2026, looking for feedback, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, seems like a really good event. Yeah. Cool stuff. So that's the conferences and meetups section.
Nice. Let's move on to some proposals.
I thought there were no proposals this week. I thought it was quiet week. What's going on?
It was not. We have several to talk about, actually. I think we have 3 I wanted to highlight. So one proposal I'm pretty sure we talked about before, although I'm not finding it right now to put a link, that has been accepted is the proposal to add a new method or a new function to the errors package called as type. You probably are familiar with errors.as, which takes an error as an argument and then another value that it tries to coerce the error into that value. And it's kind of confusing to use sometimes. The proposal is to add a new generics version of that, basically. That makes it just a little bit easier to use. So you call as type error, and it returns a new error of the type you want. And a Boolean indicating whether or not the conversion was successful. So it's kind of like a type conversion for errors that handles nested errors. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's not something I wasn't able to do before without generics, right? So this is just a nice way to do something that probably every code base of significant size already has set up.
Very, very possibly. I think the main thing about this is it makes it easier. The errors.as is a little confusing. Like, should the second argument should be a pointer or not? That could be confusing depending on how your errors type is defined and so on. This will make that, I think, a little bit easier. So, it doesn't add new capability. It's just a new way to do something else that we already could do, and it's arguably more ergonomic, at least in some cases. So.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been accepted. I imagine it will be in 1.26.
Yeah, someone wrote give me a day or two. I'll send you a pull request, which was like my famous last words of so many Slack messages I've sent. So I really hope you disprove my norms, at least. Jubobwis. This person's GitHub name. Or Jube0BS. Maybe that's a better way to read it.
Oh, there we go.
On our Slack channel, this sort of paper plus issue plus design document was shared for a new profile for goroutine leaks, which I found super interesting. Generally, it's rare when people shares stuff in our show and it's just one-to-one makes it to the next episode. But yeah, Akshay Shah sent it. Thanks. I tried to read the paper. I definitely read the entire proposal. What's going on is it's a bit hard to explain, but I'll try to do it in show form. So you can have multiple goroutines running, right? Normally you think of your program as you have the main one, and then that spawns a bunch of other ones. And they do stuff, right? They do work, and then eventually it all comes back and the final one finishes. That is at least for normal flow. Although sometimes it's like you run an HTTP server, every request spawns a new goroutine, things like that. There is like race detection and some other tools to help you find, potential deadlocks and potential concurrency issues. One concurrency issue that isn't like super easy to detect is goroutine leak. Did you ever meet like such a case in production, or maybe
I have,
wrote a code review comment that was like, you should avoid it?
Yes, definitely. In fact, I have an ongoing issue with one of my projects I think is a goroutine leak, and I haven't been able to pin it down. So maybe this will help me.
So what is a leaked goroutine? Like, let's try to explain it, Avian.
Yeah, good question. Essentially it's a goroutine that you're no longer using, but keeps running, doing something. Maybe in a loop, or maybe it's blocking on some IO that's never going to happen, or waiting for a channel to be closed that's never getting closed, or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's the best example. Like, let's say you have a goroutine that's like selecting on a channel, right? That's never ever going to be like, no content's going to go through that channel.
Right. Like you're done with the channel. You just maybe forgot to close it or something, right? So it's just sitting there.
Exactly. So this proposal suggests using memory reachability to detect goroutines that are blocked and can't be accessed by any other running goroutine. So you have the main goroutine running, but it's already doing something else, and you like spawn this goroutine and it's like stuck. This has a really good combo of, there's a paper behind it, there's a design document behind it, and there's real need. So this is not like, I want to redo errors again, which is like, there's no real production need behind it. It's just like a opinion improvement. It's like, look, here's a paper from someone inside Uber. We have found, like, in production service, 3 distinct goroutine leaks, which cause 252 goroutine leaks over 24 hours. Pretty cool. And what they suggest is you can add a pprof thing. So you can add a runtime profiler thing that causes the garbage collector to mark available memory from each goroutine. And then if there's one that's waiting on memory that no one else can transitively reach to.
Mm-hmm.
And this has already been going, like, there's a pull request, a change list, whatever. And I hope it's not like dying. I hope it's actually going to happen soon. Because even yesterday there was a commit. Right now they're like, test helpers for detecting goroutine leaks, blah, blah, blah. Very cool.
Awesome. I love it.
And yeah, if you want to turn it on, what they suggest is a Go experiment flag. Because this does like mess with the runtime and the garbage collector. You probably wouldn't want this on by default, you know what I mean?
So how would you use it? Would you use it like you use the minus race flag during tests, or you use it during production, or how would it be used typically?
Generally, this has no false positives and the implementation is pretty clean and minimal. So I would run it in production, like using a pprof. And then you know how you can import the HTTP preprof thing, and it opens an endpoint with all the things, but with like, an environment flag that like,
sure. So you can only turn it on as you need it.
Yeah, you turn it on,
get all your leaks fixed, and then turn it off for 6 months, and then try again, see if something else popped up or something.
So I'm thinking of this the same vein. I'm thinking of a profile guided optimization, where I have 10% of my servers running it all the time and randomly selecting like different load, different servers. Just every day replace the random 10% of the Kubernetes pods that have this flag. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then most of your servers don't have this on, or profile guided optimization or whatever. And they just like operate to their maximum capacity, not worrying about all this diagnostic information. But like 10% of your users suffer maybe slightly worse performance or slightly weird behavior as your program gets better and better and better. Probably worth it.
Cool.
That's how I would deploy it. But, this is assuming so many things. It's assuming you run Go in multiple instances, blah, 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 blah. You could just do it in your end-to-end tests. I think that's the easier way to do it. I have a feeling, my spidey sense is like, this is the sort of stuff that only happens in production.
A lot of goroutine leaks probably would. I don't know how precise this is, but I imagine they wouldn't be detectable on a test where the process exits immediately after your test. And you don't know that goroutine is still there.
So I'm very excited about this proposal. Very cool paper. Go check it out if you're into that stuff. I think it's at the final stages of the pull request. So if you want to go even give a review and whatever.
I want to talk about one more proposal. And this one requires some archaeology. I had to get out my shovel to dig this one up.
Oh, it's 4 digits.
It's only 4 digits.
I was like, you pasted the URL wrong, but no.
This was opened on February 12, 2015. So it's over a decade old. But it's been moved to the active column. And so they're considering it. It has a bunch of upvotes, 166. No, make that 167. The proposal is to directly reference embedded fields in struct literals. To make that make sense, how often do you use embedded structs, Shai? I know you don't use Go right now, but when you do.
No, I use it for a side project. I mean, it's pretty often. It's sort of the best way to do composition. It's actually one of the hidden gems about this language, to be honest.
Yeah. But are there any annoyances that come up when using embedded structs?
To me, I never remember exactly how to use them after. Like, what's the type exactly? Do I need to put, A inside B? Do I need to put like B parentheses because it's, you know what I mean? That's the main thing. Just trying to memorize the sentence. And I guess knowing when to use it, because if you misuse it, it kind of sucks.
Yeah. When you have an embedded struct and you want to reference the fields in the embedded struct, if the struct has already been declared, it's easy, right? You just treat them as though the regulars, the embedded fields are just regular fields, right? But when you're trying to instantiate that struct, it can be annoying because you have to nest your struct literals when you're building that, or you just say var foo is of type foo struct, and then you say foo.a equals whatever, foo.b equals whatever, and then it doesn't matter if they're embedded or not. But if you want to do a struct literal, I find it incredibly annoying that I have to nest those things, especially if I have nested embedded structs. Then it's multiple levels of this. So this proposal number 9859, it's so short I could even say the number. The proposal is to no longer require literally nesting those struct fields when writing struct literals. So if you have a type E struct with a field A and a type T struct with field E, you have to do T open parent E colon E open parent A colon 1 close parent. I know that's hard to visualize on an audio format, but I hope you get the idea. With a new proposal, it would be T open parent A colon 1. So you could reference that embedded field inside of E directly in the struct literal. I love this proposal because it would simplify almost virtually every project I've worked on. So I particularly like this comment from Alan Donovan that says, this proposal seems well-defined, easy to implement, useful, clear, and popular, and it makes the language more consistent. So, it's hard to imagine the downside. I would kind of expect something like this, that someone's going to come up with, but that would break this one corner case or whatever. It wouldn't be backward compatible in this particular case. And there doesn't seem to be anything like that. So I don't know why it's been sitting for 10 years without much attention, but finally it's got some attention. It's in the active column. If you like the idea, go and upvote it, and maybe we'll get that added to a new version of Go coming soon.
One cool thing someone wrote, it's actually Alan again, all over this. The number of occurrences of this pattern, like how many times this proposal would be useful. Like reference to embedded. That happens a lot. Mm-hmm. Seems relevant. Yeah. 10 years in the making.
Well, I think that's the end of our main segment. Let's do a quick break, and we have a few lightning round items before we close out the program.
Yep.
Kicking it off this week, big shout out to Thomas Bruno for joining us as a new Patreon.
Thank you for joining as a couple go for mini.
Woohoo! As you know, if you're a regular listener, this is just a hobby of ours. We don't get We don't make any money off of this. We pay money to do it for hosting and for editing and so on. If you want to help support that cost and make our hobby a little bit less expensive, you can join us as a Patreon. Go to cupago.dev. You can find links to Patreon. You can also find links to our swag store, links to past episodes, bios of us and our co-hosts, our temporary co-hosts as they come and go. And check that out. Be sure to leave a rating and review on iTunes, Apple Music, whatever, Spotify, wherever you listen to this. Leave a rating and review. That helps get the popularity up, get the word out, and share with a friend or colleague that you like the show. We don't advertise, so word of mouth is the way to go. We also have a couple of items to talk about with regard to swag. Shy's looking into whether or not we should get hats with Brewster. We could get some various baseball caps or bucket hats. If that's the kind of thing you'd like to wear, let us know. You can reach us on the Slack channel over on Gopher Slack at Cup of Go, or you can find our email address on the website I mentioned, cupago.dev.
I mentioned it just because my dad is in California right now. My parents came to visit, and he didn't bring a hat. So I was like, maybe I could really quickly get a hat going, and then people would like it, and then I'll order a sample first. But then I dove into the rabbit hole of which one to take. If they only had one option, it would already be on the store. But they have like 200 different hat options, and then the design, and people like embroidery, so I need to redo the logo in the 6 basic colors and simplify the pixels. And then Nano Banana doesn't support giving specific colors yet, so I was like, ugh. But if you would buy a hat, even if it's just like 2 people, I would make that happen. I want a Cup of Go hat.
One other comment regarding swag. I am preparing to have a bow and or necktie made for myself. I'm going to use the Hawaiian t-shirt pattern we talked about on the show a couple episodes ago. If you would like one also, a bow tie or a necktie, connect with me. Maybe we can save some money by doing a bulk order. These aren't Brewster themed, at least not at the moment. These are the regular Gopher, but if you'd like one, just reach out to me. This isn't official or anything. I'm not going to make money off of it. Thought I'd make a bulk order if enough people want it. Save a little bit of money, and then I can ship it out to whoever wants it. So if that's interesting to you, reach out.
Cool. One last thing on the updates here.
Yes.
Who's sponsoring this week's episode?
Nobody, because I got a new client.
That's awesome.
So I'll be starting October 6th with a new client. Of course, I'm generally available. If you do need some Go help later on, reach out to me. But thanks, everybody, for supporting me and my potential trip to what did I talk about? Flying to India for GopherCon?
Buying a yacht or something? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
The second one to help carry your first one from all your Go work.
That's what I need. Yes.
People generally are supportive of our job related things, even though this is a Go podcast. It's supposed to be Go news strictly. People they reached out to me about my wife's new certificate, and I'm like, oh, cool.
Oh. Nice.
I'll go give her a like on LinkedIn or whatever. That was awesome.
Cool.
So thanks to our previous sponsor, Jonathan. Now to a message from Jonathan. Next week is Yom Kippur, another Jewish high holiday, and I am not here. I am taking some personal time off, taking my kid to Disneyland. So, Jonathan, how are you holding up? What are you gonna do?
I'm good, but I could use some assistance. So if somebody who hasn't been on the show before would like to help co-host, reach out. And if I don't get any takers, I'll reach out to somebody who has co-hosted before.
Yeah, we have our short list.
We have a short list, but we like to spread the love and let anybody who wants to participate do it. So,
we want more friends of the show. But yeah, if you want to co-host, just like Gabriel helped us out last week, and that was awesome. Reach out to Jonathan in our Slack channel or news@cupago.dev. And, help me out. I'm taking some vacation time.
Awesome.
Let's move to the lightning round.
Let's do the lightning round.
Lightning round. A new Golang Sea Island version is out. Always fun news. This one includes the naked returns thing. It bumps Go Fumped with our support. Our recent, campaign for clothing all naked returns. And it actually introduces 3 new linters, IOTA mixing, Go Doc Lint, and UnQueryVet. So this is lightning round, so I'm not going to go into all the details, but I'll just say that the IOTA mixing linter seems super smart. It's just catching cases where you accidentally put IOTA on 1 instead of 0, which is almost never what you want. Go.lint, I have my opinions about it. I'm not going to share them. But unquery vet seems like a really good addition. It's the sort of thing that I would really love to add to any code base, which is, don't do select star in string literals or SQL builders. Which I'm wondering, what do you think about this as a general rule? Prevent select star in SQL queries, encouraging explicit column selection instead.
Yeah, it's generally a good idea to avoid that. I think it can lead to some. I have had it lead to some problems when changing.
Because the
schemas.
API is not stable, right? You select star, but someone changes the columns beneath your feet. Adds a new column, and suddenly your unmarshalling breaks or whatever.
Yeah.
So very, very cool. It's the sort of linter that I would add, and then I would tell my team, feel free to put a no lint if this is a test or a script or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You need to use it kind of judicially. But a good addition to Golang Island. Generally worth upgrading.
Next up, we talk occasionally about game development in Go. We really need to get somebody on here we can interview who does it.
If they exist.
If they exist, yeah. Maybe Tim Little, who wrote this post, could come on. Building Conway's Game of Life in Go with Raylib Go. It's a this isn't just a blog post, it's a tutorial, step-by-step tutorial on building Game of Life in Go using Raylib for graphics. So if you're interested in the topic of graphics programming or game programming in Go, this isn't detailed. Of course, the Game of Life is a very simple game, if you could even call it a game. But this detailed tutorial walks you through it and has some animated examples at the end. So go check that out.
I really like how it looks. It just looks so fun. Just looking at the Game of Life animation, seeing the gliders and the cells and whatever. Maybe I'll follow this tutorial. Maybe I'll set aside 3 hours of my life and just go through this. He says as his to-do pile stares at him, attempting to collapse on top of his head. All right. One last thing for the lightning round for me is that vacuum, one of my favorite tools from Dave Shapley, who was on the show, Quobix.
Hello everyone, my name is Quobix and I'm the founder of a company called Princess Beef Heavy Industries, or PB33F for short. It's shorter when you say it, versus typing out.
So it got a facelift. One of the nice things about really, 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 really good developers recently is I feel like with AI tooling, sometimes they go into an AI tooling field improvement that would never get prioritized, if they had to do stuff manually. So this is what happened. Vacuum got a facelift. They have a really, really nice TUI now that, Dave explicitly says, I did it because I could do it with Cloud Code. And oh my God, it looks super good. It's like a dashboard UI powered by Bubble Tea, the charm thing.
Yeah.
It's mouse enabled. It's fast. It's I use it. It's actually useful. I know it looks cool and all the stuff that Quobix does is fancy AF, purple, neon pink, Princess Beef, heavy industries. It's very cool. But this one is actually useful as well. Lets you read, zoom in, do all that stuff.
So what does Vacuum do?
Vacuum is a open API linter.
Oh, okay.
It's part of the suite of tools that Quobix has about the Open API Doctor and Wiretap and all these suites of open source tools based on the Open API lib he wrote in Go, which are quickly becoming my number one tool for everything APIs. They're so good. I hope this facelift will get more people using it. I don't know.
So TLDR, the old version of Vacuum sucked and the new version sucks more. Is that basically right? Sucks better?
That thing from Wayne's World. It certainly does suck. You remember that movie?
So tell me, Ron, exactly how does the suck cut work?
Well, as you can see, it sucks as it cuts.
It certainly does suck.
So Vacuum got a facelift. If you've been holding off on using Vacuum in your for your company's Open API thing or your project's API documentation, maybe take this as an opportunity. It's really cool.
Very cool. I think that's a show.
That is a show. Thank you all for listening.
Well, I will see y'all next week.
Program exited.
Program exited.